Hello, and welcome to episode 329 of the Casual Triad podcast. I'm
And I'm
Brian,
James.
and we got to finish this Final Fantasy set review before Edge of Eternity is fully spoiled.
We might just squeak by.
We might just barely make it. You usually do this, but if you listen to the pre-show, we talked about like half the Edge of Eternity set that like got spoiled, that got leaked.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we're gonna do the rest of Final Fantasy today, and then we'll have a brief break before we get to the next set.
Well, probably we got to squeeze mechanics and signposts in before the next set's completely spoiled, so
Yeah, so we don't have much time.
not much at all.
There are 21 days left in the Mastery Pass for Final Fantasy.
Crazy.
So, all right, so if you have ideas for Edge of Eternity stuff to talk about, or things unrelated to Edge of Eternity that you want us to talk about, let us know. Facebook, Discord, Twitter, X, Blue Sky, email, all those links in the description. Say hey, let us know what you think.
Yep, hit us up. We love hearing from you. If you're looking to support the show, two ways you can do it, like always. The first is our TCG player affiliate link, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Do whatever shopping you're going to do and help support the show at the same time. Doesn't cost you anything extra and helps us out. If you want to support us more directly, you can do so at patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. You chip a couple bucks in, you get access to our show notes. You get access to the unshow that Brian alluded to a second ago. We're old. Sometimes your equipment doesn't work. Today it didn't work. And then magically it started working. And that's why we do the unshow. So we give our equipment the magical opportunity to start working before we have to start messing with things and breaking it worse. We also don't see each other as often anymore. So we take about an hour before every episode and catch up. Like buddies do.
Like you do.
Yep. So we record that and we ship it off to our patrons, and they seem to really enjoy it. So if you want more content out of us, or if you want to see what the patrons get that you don't, or if you just want to support the show, like I said, patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Chip a few bucks in and support the show. Get access to more of us.
Yeah. All right. So we have green, multicolor, and colorless to get through today.
We sure do.
So first up in green, we have Diamond Weapon. 7 green for a legendary creature. Legendary artifact creature elemental. It's an 8/8. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each permanent in your graveyard. It has reach and prevent all combat damage that would be dealt to Diamond Weapon.
The only reason
He big.
Yeah, I threw this up here, not just because he's big, but we kind of have a critical mass of cards of this sort in black and green, where they get cheaper for permanents or creatures in your graveyard. I know we kind of lost a key component of that deck in the form of beans.
It's hard to build Golgari beans when the beans have spoiled.
Yeah. But we were going to talk about this card before the beans spoiled.
True.
True. Like, do you think that archetype has any legs now that beans is gone? I mean, we still have all the ways to fill your yard, and we have...
It could. Like, just big undercosted creatures can be good. It, like, depends on how the format shakes out.
Yeah.
The format has been, like, very ramp heavy. Since it slowed down some, so maybe getting an 8/8 down like earlier than your opponent can ramp into their big thing.
Yeah,
can work. I mean, and this is really nice because it's permanent. It's not just creatures.
Well, one of the black ones we have is also permanents.
Okay.
One of them's creatures, one's permanents. The other thing that this card might have going for it is, I don't know what's coming down the road, but this is an artifact, which is like one of the harder to get creature or card types in your graveyard. If like Delirium or Tarmogoyf or something along those lines, like cares about the types of things in your graveyard.
Well, in our upcoming set, there is an elemental Lurgoyf.
A space Lurgoyf?
Mm-hmm. Uh, Saffron Olive. It was like in the teaser article.
Yeah.
Saffron Olive was like, if this is just, he's like, I hate hat sets, but if this is just a Tarmogoyf in a spacesuit, I can get behind it. I was like, okay,
Yep.
I can see that. So
So this might, like, if the deck cares about card types, this might replace the black one that only cares about creatures, probably.
yeah. All right. So next card is Esper Origins. What does this do?
2 and a green for a sorcery. You surveil 2, gain 2 life, and if this spell was cast from a graveyard, then you'll exile it and put it back onto the battlefield under its owner's control with a finality counter on it. It has flashback for 3 and a green. And then the back side is summon Esper Maudin. It's a
Sure.
4/4 saga elemental. First chapter is reveal the top card of your library. If it's a permanent, put it into your hand. Second chapter is add green green. And third chapter is other creatures you control get +2/+2 and gain trample until end of turn. Card seems like it does an awful lot.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought it like drew a card.
Well,
thought it was,
I mean,
like, Surveil 2 draw a
Surveil
card,
2
but-
is close to draw a card.
It is. Like, you should hit your land drop.
And you get to do it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Now
And the
it's
second time it's
6 mana, but yeah, the second time comes with a 4/4
yeah.
that draws you a
That
card.
might also that draws you a card. Because
Yeah.
like I guess you get to set it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Like the card does seem really good.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I mean, we've had company for the last week, so since the bans, I really don't know what standard looks like currently. Because like we talked about it last week, the whole format changed, right?
yeah, so the first top 8 from like a challenge was 7 Dimir decks and an Azorius control.
Oh boy, that sounds miserable.
Yeah, just so
Way to set that format right, Wizards.
way to set it right. But I mean, Dimir is like kind of the default people thought was going to be the best deck, and there wasn't a lot of time to like explore.
Right.
But like this seems like a card that could like be the glue in like some sort of like black green deck.
Yeah. Well, I imagine the Dimir deck is like mid-rangey, right? Like this gives.
It is.
This is definitely a mid-rangey card that gives extra value. If somebody wanted to experiment with a shell that wasn't Dimir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, we had like, oh gosh, the Glissa, the green-black Glissa.
Yep.
We had that Golgari deck for a while.
Yeah.
And like it hasn't really lost anything.
Right.
I think it's just Kaido's really good.
Mm-hmm.
So people are like leaning in on like the Kaido plan.
Sure.
But like this card does enough that it seems like it should have a home or it should see some play.
Yeah.
Like it seems like it's like priced to move.
Mm-hmm.
And then like it does just do like, you know, a ton on when you cast it. Like a 4-mana 4/4 that surveils 2, gains 2 life, and then draws you a card.
Right.
Is very good.
Yeah, and you don't have to like cast this to flash it back either. If
Mm-hmm.
you're playing a graveyard deck, you could mill this and then flash it back.
I mean, we don't have it on here, but like Town Greeter.
Yep.
Can get the job done.
Yep.
So yeah, like this seems like it should have a home somewhere at some point.
Yep.
Next
also,
up.
for what it's worth, it's a sorcery that makes a creature. You don't ever have to cast a creature, and it's not a creature in your deck.
Oh, like could you could like do what's his name? Kahira?
Mm-hmm.
In order formats?
Yep.
I mean in like, you know, I guess there's no format where historic or whatever you could Loris
Mm-hmm.
and get a 4-drop in your Loris deck.
Yep.
There you go. I broke it, Loris. There we go. We did it. I broke Loris.
Broke Loris again.
We did it. We did it. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll take my Pro Tour title now. All right. Next up, Zaz's Chocobo. It is green for an 0/1 bird with landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature.
I've seen these get massive and limited.
Yes, it's like unreasonably large.
Yeah.
For like very little investment.
Yeah. What about for constructed?
I think the issue is like in older formats, Fatal Push.
Right.
It doesn't care how big. And then like cut down and like standard.
Tags this up till it's third, right? Because as a 2/3 cut down still hits it.
Yes. So yeah, you get 2 lands.
Yeah.
Also like it what's the other thing? Like your like Torch the Towers and stuff also get it.
Yeah.
Pretty early on. So like these kind of cards like can work. You'll have those decks where you're like you play this and then like you play some kind of counter doubler, right?
Yeah.
You'll be like this into like the Winding Constrictor variant.
Yep.
And then the next turn you're like land and it's huge and they can't keep up with it. And it's the Abyss.
Yeah.
For like a mana. But then there are the times where you just like play it and they like pick it off and you're like, oh, like this didn't accomplish anything.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I think this guy has, being the Jund player, being extremely familiar with Tarmogoyf. This kind of has a Tarmogoyf problem. I mean, it's a very similar.
Evasion.
Well, it's a very it's a very similar card to Tarmogoyf. Starts small, small mana investment, gets bigger as the game progresses. But yeah, it's just keyword big, and keyword big isn't enough anymore. Like even on a 1-drop, I don't think keyword big is enough.
No.
And with no evasion, that it's just sitting there.
I mean, I think that's really true because like keyword biggest was Death Shadow.
Right.
And like Death Shadow's not playable now.
Right.
Right. There are like things that have like supplanted it or surpassed it as like the best creature. And what is it? It's an 0/3 with evasion.
Yeah.
Is like, no, I'd rather play that than Death Shadow. It's like, oh, okay. I am going back and forth. I'm going to leave it up to Edge of Eternities because the current, like, we talked about red-green being like the hardest like color combination to like make a draft archetype for.
I'd argue green-white's right there also, but yeah.
But like red-green often just gets like, oh, it has 4 power or whatever. So like in my cube, it had been like red-green like Eldrazi stuff from like Modern Horizons and like a bunch of like the Zendikar like things that make spawns.
Yeah.
I think it's spawns. They're the old ones, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know how fun that is. So Edge of Eternity's red-green seems like it's going to be landfall. So like things like Zaz's Chocobo, and then if you go back, there's like a 3-drop that's like a 2/2 from Zendikar Rising that has like play a land, get a +1/+1 counter.
Yeah.
Like those kind of cards overlap with the +1/+1's archetype in green-white and would be landfall. And then there's there's a bunch of green-red like signpost landfall uncommons that you could like put in.
Yeah.
But Edge of Eternities also has Eldrazi, so it's like, well, let's see what looks more interesting. But like, I think landfall's more fun.
Yeah.
Than like, I'm just gonna cast a Writhing Chrysalis and win the
bury
game.
you.
Bury, yeah. It's like, oh no, I have to like. This is fun. I get to like move dice around and like I care if I draw lands. But like this card is like really interesting and fun and like is the kind of card like in a cube or like a limited environment or even in standard that could bridge like oh, is it in a landfall deck? Is it in it's good in a counters deck?
Yeah.
but one of those things that like it has a ceiling of like, you know, it's like a C plus level card in whatever deck it's gonna be in because it's just big.
Right.
Right. The only thing it can do is get even bigger.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, that doesn't work. All right, next up.
Next up, we have Tifa Lockhart. 1 and a green for a 1/2 legendary human monk with trample. Why does a 1/2 need trample? Because it has landfall. Whenever a land you control enters, double Tifa Lockhart's power until end of turn.
I cannot be allowed to play 1v1 Commander or Brawl.
Yeah.
Because I've just been playing, when I play Brawl, the whole goal is to kill you on turn 3. So, like, you just go, like, Tifa, scale up, play a fetch land.
Yeah.
And that's 24.
Gross.
So you need, like, one more, like, point of power.
Yeah.
So the deck is, I just net decked it, not like I'd, like, you know, broke any ground here. But it's just, like, all the 1 mana, like, protection spells, the 2 mana ramp spells that are legal in Brawl,
Yeah.
all of the, like, hero effects,
Yep.
and, like, the terrible fetch lands.
All of the fetch lands, it doesn't matter how good
all
they
of the
are.
fetch lands, does not matter.
Yep.
Like, it even has, like, the pay 1, like, the Shire, the pay 1, tap it, sack it. Fetch lands, like, just awful. Awful Magic cards. But sometimes you just, like, play 2 pump spells and use my last mana to, like, make Tifa enormous. All right, there we go. We win.
Yep. GG's.
Outside of, like, degenerate, like, combo finishes in Brawl type formats, like, there was a brief window when Tifa first came out that there were some legacy pictures of Tifa, like, being enormous in Legacy.
Okay.
Imagine Invigorate, and then you play some lands.
Definitely.
Crop rotation is really good with this.
Yep. Mutagenic growth.
Mutagenic growth, exactly. So there are, like, even, like, Might of Old Krosa. Right, you're just like, here, it's a 5/5. We're gonna, like, 20 you, because you only have to get her to 5 power to, like, win a like, traditional game of Magic. So, like, there are definitely ways that you can, like, make her work in other formats. Basically, it's like Landfall but Infect, or Infect but Landfall.
Yeah.
Where you, like, play her, play a pump spell, have protection, and then you just need a fetch land to get 2 landfall triggers.
Yep.
Like, she just has to get to 5, which, like, should be doable. So,
I mean, that should be doable in Modern as well.
Because you have Might of Old Krosa, fetch lands, the hero effects, like, on turn 3, where you're just like, all right, here we go.
Yep.
So, like, she has legs that she could do something, but it's one of those
she's
things
kicking
that,
somebody
like,
in the throat.
She is. She definitely has legs to kick someone. But I think the issue is where, like, in Infect you had 3 things that did the thing.
Right.
You have 1.
Yeah.
Like, and then you have, like, some half ones. Is it whatever the Hydra from Foundations is? It's like 3 mana, double the number of +1/+1 counters on it.
Yeah. That's close.
Like, it's close, but, like, it doesn't work as well with pump spells.
Right. Unless your pump spells put counters down. But then they don't work as well for Tifa because they're more expensive.
Yeah. Like, Snakeskin Veil's kind of the best of the bunch, that it's, like, protection and a counter. So, like, there's not like a backup Tifa.
Right.
To, like, be like, well, I don't have Tifa, I can have this other thing. that I can still do the same thing. So it's like you're all in on like Tifa.
Yeah.
You're like, I don't know, worldly tutor, go get my Tifa. All right, now we can like
Now we can do the thing.
now we can do the thing. I have 4 worldly tutors, 4 living wishes, and 3 tutor Tifas in my main deck. Like we only got the one, so let's go.
Well, I mean, you mentioned it worked well with Crop Rot. Does this have a home in depths? I mean, you don't have any
sideboard juke.
You don't have any pump spells, but
It's just like a thing to like worry about.
Yeah.
Like that would be funny if you just like game 1 you like dark depth someone, and then game 2 you're like, here's Tifa. You're like turn 2 Tifa go, and they're just like, what on earth? And you're just like, all right.
I took all my removal out because it doesn't hit your mom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know. Like, cause like just like Crop Rot for a fetch land is 3 triggers.
Yeah.
Oh no, like if you played a land that turn, right? So you get the 1 and then the 2 from the fetch land. Like that only puts Tifa at like 8, right? 2, 4, yeah, 8.
Yeah.
So it's like not that scary,
Right.
and like,
But you could sack your Hex Mage to remove all the counters.
yeah, there you go. So like I like put together, like the thing I thought of was like, and I put it together and I didn't mess with it too much, is like Scape Shift and like Pioneer.
Yeah.
Where you like, you know, Tifa and even the Hydra, right? If you Scape Shift and you have like 4 of the New Capenna fetch lands.
Oh yeah, that's a ton of damage.
It's 8 triggers.
Yeah.
So you just need like Tifa and then Escape Shift.
Yep.
Or
Hydra.
Or the Hydra, yeah. So I didn't mess with it too much, but it seems like you could have something where again you're like Tifa, Hydra, a bunch of protection spells. Even to some degree like Zaz's Chocobo, if you have like protection spells that give trample as well.
Yeah. Isn't there a protection spell that puts a trample counter in something?
Maybe there's the Royal Roll one.
Maybe that's what
It
I
gives
was
it like
thinking of.
Ward 1. Like, but I don't know if, but like even like the sorcery speed +4/+4 and trample.
Yeah.
Right, like that is enough that like you do that and then you like play a crappy fetch land and you get to do the thing. But I didn't mess with it too much. But there could be something there. But it is awkward that you have like one of this effect.
Yeah.
And you're just like, well, I really hope this, like, you know, what if they like printed an 0/1 that doubled its power? And it's just like you have to put like a 1 mana 0/1.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to put pants on it, and then you like have a card. Like,
that's
then,
an interesting
like, that
card.
Could be interesting. Yeah, like you have like that almost feels like a future sight card.
Yeah.
Like a 1 mana 0/1 with trample and landfall. Like we had, what's his name? The 0 mana 0/1 Rockerick.
Oh, Roger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's like kind of a similar card.
Yeah.
Whereas like here are all these keywords that don't do anything.
Right. You got to put pants on them.
And until you put pants on them. All right. Now for the most expensive card in the set.
We have Traveling Chocobo.
Yeah.
2 and a green for a 3/2 bird. You may look at the top card of your library anytime. You may play lands and cast bird spells from the top of your library. If a land or bird you control entering the battlefield causes a triggered ability of a permanent you control to trigger, that ability triggers an additional time.
I mean, the playing lands off the top is a powerful ability.
It is.
Just in and of itself. And then the fact that they give you can also play creatures off the top. Certain creatures, but creatures.
As long as they're birds or changelings.
Yeah. Like, is powerful. And then all the cards that, like, double up an effect are all pretty good. They're, like, pretty good in the, like, in kind of like the casual like area,
Mm-hmm.
right? Panharmonicon, like Elish Norn has seen some play from time to time, more for the like you don't get to do
Right.
stuff ability. Uh, Yorok
Mm-hmm.
saw a little bit of play in
Yep.
elementals or in some builds of elementals. So like it's a collection of things that have all been good at some point on some cards.
Yeah.
So like it feels like it should be good, but like no one's playing it.
Yeah. I mean, this is a easier to cast Courser.
Mm-hmm.
Like the one life from Courser sometimes mattered, but was mainly trinket text.
Mm-hmm.
So this is basically an easier to cast Courser, but like Courser isn't good enough anymore. So I
Yeah,
think,
and this like gets tagged by 1 mana removal spells.
yeah,
Right. Cut down, torch the tower,
yeah.
all those things.
So is this just expensive because it's played in Commander, or were you talking about like the one of one?
I was talking about the different colored
Oh
ones.
yeah, okay.
No, not just I don't think it is that expensive. So a regular I should shut up. A regular traveling chocobo is $24.
That's still pretty expensive.
A pre-release one is 50. Bo- which is somehow more expensive than the borderless chocobo. And then a green one, uh, $2,000.
$2,000.
A yellow one, 1,900. A blue one, 2,600. A pink one, 2,000. And the black borderless chocobos are currently out of stock. Their market price is 3,800.
Holy moly!
And then there are no traveling chocobos have been sold on TCG Player. None of the serialized
Yeah.
ones. So, yeah. Um, it just maybe we'll see more play in like Edge of Eternities if there's like even more landfall stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like the bird part of this probably doesn't matter a whole lot,
No,
but the landfall might.
because there's is it Scythe Leopard, Scythe Tiger,
I guess Scythe
the
Leopard.
2 mana. Yeah, well, there's like the 2 mana from Foundations. It's like a no, it's from oh never mind. It's not a standard legal card. It is a jumpstart card.
Oh.
It's like a bristly bill, but like
Oh yeah.
non-legendary. Um, but like we have bristly bill.
Yep.
You have Tifa. You have this. You have Zaz's Chocobo. Like it just seems like you're missing the like the red stuff seems kind of weak.
Mm-hmm.
Like to like weak for like standard play.
Yeah.
So maybe there's some like red stuff that and a Coom Hellhound, but like is like was the white one that was like +2/+2?
Step links.
Yeah, like maybe there's like a red step links that has trample or something.
Or maybe
really fire design it up.
maybe the red's just a red herring, and you're supposed to be blue.
Maybe. What would we be blue for?
Well, because blue has been a ramp color,
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, where you're just like
and blue.
getting cards to the battlefield,
Yeah.
drawing cards.
Yeah, then that's the other part. Is blue would give you access to some card selection and some protection.
Yeah, and keeps the cards flowing.
Yep.
All right. What is next?
We are done with green. Moving on to gold. I think this is one you want to talk about, right?
Yeah. This is Joshua Phoenix's Dominant. It's 1 red white for a human noble wizard. It is a 3/4. When it enters, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards, and then 3 red white. Tap exile Joshua, then return it to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control. Activate only as a sorcery. It becomes a 4/4 that deals 2 damage to each opponent.
On chapters 1 and 2.
1 and 2. It is a flying lifelink 4/4, so when it deals them 2, you gain 2.
Little mini lightning helix.
And then return any number of Target creature cards with total mana value 6 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, exile Phoenix, and then return it to the battlefield face up.
Oh.
So basically you get Joshua again.
Yeah.
Like,
And
it
like
is
6 mana value worth of permanence.
It is like the casting cost is holding it back a little bit, and what I mean by that is it is so close to being like a like legacy Winona
Oh, okay.
card.
I was going to say the cost is holding it back, but then you said legacy, and that makes more sense.
In terms of like that deck played a lot of like 2 and a pip cards, but like this is, you know, kind of, what is it called? Words. Fable the Mirror Breaker. And so it just kind of feels like it's like right there, like this like it could like do this interesting thing.
Yeah.
But like, you know, even at like 3 mana, like it's fine.
Well,
it like legacy and like even in standard it's good.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going to say, is if you break this card down into like parts of a card, like you mentioned, we have Fable the Mirror Breaker at 3 mana that has the same ability: discard up to 2 cards, draw that many cards.
And like that one you get is on like layaway.
Right.
This happens right away. And there's also that, like, is it an ogre? This 2 in a red, discard 2, draw 2 from not cons, but from Dragonstorm.
I don't remember that one.
Continue on with what you're saying. Break it down into pieces and I'll find it.
But this is also, I mean, there's decks that just want the discard stuff. I mean, obviously it hasn't been good in a while, but like Tormenting Voice or Cathartic Reunion are some part of this. And even if you never flip it, it's those cards that bring like a 3/4 body. And like that's a big butt.
It is.
And then it's kind of flood protection. You get some extra mana laying around. You get to flip it. You get, like Brian said, 2 mini Lightning Helixes, and then rebuy stuff out of your graveyard.
Here we go. Tursa Light Shatter. 2 in a red for a 3/3 haste. When it enters this card up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. So, kind of the same thing. And then it has more text. But yeah, like this does a lot. Like a 3/4 can like really hold the fort.
Yeah.
And we've seen like in Pioneer how powerful like having discard 2, draw 2 on a card is to like get you through your bad cards. So where you don't have like the hand disruption that you have in like black to kind of like make that work. It's a solid card.
Yep. I think it's pretty decent.
Yes.
Next up, we have Kefka Court Mage, 2 and Grixis for a 4/5 human wizard. Whenever Kefka enters or attacks, each player discards a card. Then you draw a card for each card type among cards discarded this way. So card type, not for number of cards.
Yes.
And then 8 generic. Each opponent sacrifices a permanent of their choice and transform Kefka. It transforms into Kefka, Ruler of Ruin, 5/7 flyer, with whenever an opponent loses life during your turn, you draw that many cards.
So when you whack them, you draw 5.
Yep.
So just on the front side, it's 1 mana more for like Nicobolus the Ravager. And now granted, 4 mana for a 4/4 flyer that makes your opponent discard. Probably better than this. But like the fact that you get to like loot a card. Like worst case is you play this, you discard a land, your opponent draws a land. You got to loot away your land.
Right.
Best case, you like discard a land or something that wasn't doing anything. And then your opponent discards something of another type. And you draw 2 cards.
Yep. I mean, even in the first scenario, you still got rid of a card in your opponent's hand.
Yeah, it's like you're still up. It's kind of a 3-for-1 where you get the creature,
right,
the card out of their hand, and you get to at worst replace the card in your hand that you didn't like.
right.
If that card was a stone 0, it's like 3. It's a 3-for-1.
Yeah.
And then if you have another card that you wanted, or if there was another type, now you're at a 4-for-1 or like a 5-for-1.
Yeah.
So like, it's a powerful card. It does a lot, even if you never flip it. And it does this when it enters or attacks.
Right.
So like you're like, oh, I drew a land. I guess when I attack next turn, I will get rid of it and get another card.
Yeah.
While I run my opponent out of cards.
Yeah, I don't know that you're really ever paying 8 mana to activate this thing, but I think you're right.
No.
Like it's 5 mana, so you are kind of asking a lot of it, but could definitely be powerful. It'll swing the game. It'll stabilize and swing a game.
I mean, it's a 4/5. It can block.
Yep.
Like, and, like a 4/5 that's like, loot a card and have your opponent discard, like, that's just fine for 5
Yeah,
mana.
it's also in the colors where, like, you're going to back it up with some other sort of disruption, whether it's hand disruption, counter magic, removal, whatever.
Yeah, you counter their 4-drop, then you play this.
Yeah.
And now they're like,
buried.
in a bad way. Yeah. So. Yeah, that was all.
Seems
pretty
good.
I don't think you're ever flipping it unless like they're empty-handed.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
I mean, you're not gonna like spend that 8 mana.
No.
I've told the story about the kid who his opponent was like, I'm gonna transform my Nicol Bolas, and he was like, tap the mana. Okay, I'm gonna tap the mana, kill it. Your turn. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, like I just tap the mana.
Tap the mana.
Like you're done.
Yep.
Like this thing's dead.
Yep.
Like don't do it to yourself. This is the same thing. Like you have cards in your hand. I'm gonna tap 8 mana and lose the game.
Yep.
That's what I'm gonna do right now. 8 mana and concede.
I know I've said it on the podcast before, but one of my favorite things to say when doing a draft or even at pre-release sometimes, I picked up from Mr. Spano, and that's as soon as you draw your card for turn, you ask your opponent how many cards are in their hand, just to drive the point home. How many cards are in your hand? All right, good.
0, excellent. Okay, let's go.
All right, the next one we have here is Kuja, Genome Sorcerer, 2 red-black for a 3/4 human mutant wizard. At the beginning of your end step, create a tapped 0/1 black wizard creature token with whenever you cast a non-creature spell. This token deals 1 damage to each opponent. Then, if you control 4 or more wizards, transform Kuja. It transforms into Kuja Fate Defied, a 4/6. And if a wizard you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage instead. So it's an 8/6 instead of a 4/6.
Kind of. I think it's more important that all your wizards that you made when you cast your non-creature spells, deal 2.
Yeah. This was one from Discord, and if you remember back when we talked about the black cards, I believe they were specifically interested in building this weird, Spells Matter wizard deck. Now that we've seen most of the cards that would go into this deck, all of them, I think, how viable is this deck? Has our opinion changed at all?
I don't think. I like this card. It's slow. It has the issue of modern Magic cards of
right.
It doesn't enter and immediately give you something. There is this window where it can die.
Yeah.
So it's
and it's also weird because even if it lives through the first window, it hasn't really paid you back yet.
Yeah, like you're not happy with paying like a 4 mana for an 0/1 that like made them discard a removal spell.
Right.
Right? You're like super happy with that.
Yeah.
I think that like in a in like a how viable is it? Like there is the like could you put it together it look coherent and cohesive and like I don't know 2/1 or 1/2 you're like FNM and like be happy that you got to play as I was referring to him Nomio.
No, Mio, sure.
Uh Genomio, sorcerer. Um yes. But like if you're expecting like wizards to do more than just like be kind of fun.
Yeah.
I think like you're you'll be disappointed.
Hmm.
So like calibrate your expectations.
It's also because this is a weird archetype for red black to have. You're probably unlikely to get any future support.
And there's not much support previous to it
Right.
either. There's probably some red wizards. I mean, I think the one I Tursa or whatever that I just talked about is an orc wizard. So like there are some other wizards that are like non-embarrassing.
Yeah.
But they're there's not like you're not like ooh Tursa is what I really want in my wizard spellslinger deck.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's like I don't know. Don't go to like an RCQ. Don't drive 3 hours to play this.
But if you wanted to
But,
bring it to
like,
FNM, it might be a fun night.
Yeah, have fun.
Yep. All right, this is another one that I think you were looking for.
Yeah, so Lightning Army of One. So it's I'm just all on the Boros today. It's one red white for a human soldier with first strike, trample, and lifelink, and it's a 3/2. And it has stagger. Whenever lightning deals combat damage to a player until your next turn, if a source would deal damage to that player or permanent that player controls, it deals double that damage instead. So the joke is lightning has first strike.
Yep.
So she deals damage first, and then
Doubles all the rest of your creatures.
Doubles all the rest of your creatures. But what like you read it, and like I read the words, and but like I just kind of locked in on like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Right. Doesn't have haste, so like you're gonna have all your mana up. Right. If she gets in, like then you're just turning into that nerdy guy from the old video. Lightning bolt, lightning bolt, lightning bolt, and like each lightning bolt deals 6.
Yeah.
Right. So like it's everything. So your wizards that ping for 1, they now ping for 2.
Yep.
Right. So there's just a lot of stuff you can do with that like extra ability.
Yeah. I can't but help compare this card to Drana, the Liberator of Malakir.
Oh yeah.
Was the
one black.
Yeah, 3 mana. I think it was a 2/3 flying death touch lifelink. First strike.
Had first strike.
Flying first strike. Something.
Yeah, something like that.
And when it dealt combat damage, it put a counter on the rest of your creatures. So kind of a similar shtick where it contacts first and then pumps the rest of your team. I guess this, like in the deck this would be in, this ability is better than Drana's ability, but Drana saw like almost 0 play.
Yeah, almost 0. Yeah, like it's hard for these like again like these these effect on hit cards are really hard. Like if you get the hit in, you can just win the game.
Yeah.
Right? Like on the spot, just like you're dead.
Yeah.
But getting that hit in is not easy.
Right. Trample makes it a little easier as long as you're willing to throw lightning away, but
And I mean the first strike goes a long way as well. Like a 3 power first striker can't really be chumped
Right.
effectively.
Not very well.
So, yeah. All right.
Next up is probably the best card left in the set, or the one that sees the most play at least, right?
Yeah.
This is VV or Ornitier.
Ornitier?
Sure.
Yeah.
1 blue-red for an 0/3 wizard. It has a 0 ability. Add X mana in any combination of blue and or red, where X is VV Ornitier's power. Activate only during your turn and only once each turn. And whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put a +1/+1 counter on VV, and it deals 1 damage to each opponent.
So this was in
Is it prowess?
Is it prowess decks?
Yep.
But there was like a sneaky other deck that no one talked much about.
Mm-hmm.
It's what Paulo Vitor Damarosa played.
Okay.
He played VV Soul Cauldron.
Oh, that's cute.
So you exile a VV with your Soul Cauldron.
Yeah.
And then any creature you have with a +1/+1 counter has
VV's ability.
VV text. Now, like, he played one version of it. There was I think Saffron Olive played one. Is it Gerolf? From
Creatures with counters have flying.
Really cool. No, it's the one that, like, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you make a zombie with Decayed.
Oh.
And then you put a number of +1/+1 counters on it, equal to the number of non-creature spells you've cast this turn.
Oh.
So, if you get a VV under a Soul Cauldron with that,
Yeah.
you just basically go infinite. You just keep casting non-creature spells, and you just make bigger and bigger and bigger zombies that make more and more and more mana.
Yeah.
And then you just eventually win the game somehow.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you have, like, when you have 100 mana, it's not too hard to figure out how to win the game.
You're also pinging each time.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. You only get the activated ability if you have VV under a Soul Cauldron.
Yeah, you're right.
You don't get all of the text. So, but, like, there's, like, that combo standard nonsense shenanigans, but, like, this card's just, like, kind of a must kill in, like, any, like, cantrip format.
Yeah.
Not that I think it's, like, legacy playable or modern playable, but, like, I'm going to cast 4 spells this turn, deal 4, and then make 4 mana. Like, all of your 1 mana spells are free.
Right.
Like, on some level. And it's not a tap ability, so you're like, VV and then a pump spell of some sort. Like, you're like VV Mutagenic Growth.
Yeah.
Have 3 mana. Okay.
Seems pretty good.
Figure out what to do from there.
Yeah.
So, this might be the most expensive
non-fancy card.
Non-fancy card in the set. Wow, the pre-release VV is $142.
Oof.
This the market price for a regular one is $45.
Yeah.
I also hate myself. I was looking for stuff. I did not get rid of my Ugin.
Oh.
My Ugin went from $50 to like $22.
That's a bummer.
Like, boo. Boo. MTG Finance.
Yep. They'll teach you for holding on to cards.
Yeah. Well, hey, Mox Jasper is... Oh, God. Mox Jasper is $8. Kill me. God. Should have just sold... Just got to sell them immediately.
Yep.
And then circle back around later. Okay. Anyway.
All right. We got 2 cards left, both colorless.
Yay.
First up, we have the Buster Sword. 3 mana artifact equipment. Equipped creature gets +3/+2. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to the damage without paying its mana cost. And it equips for 2.
So, one hand, pretty good. It does a lot. Other hand, swords have not been playable for a very long time.
Yeah.
And this is
even
like
the good ones.
This is like the classic sword of like the Sword of X and Y, where it's you pay 3 then 2 to equip.
Yeah, I was gonna make that exact same comparison. This is like the hidden 11th member of the sword family, because like it doesn't care about colors.
It's the colorless one.
Yeah.
If it gave protection from colorless,
Oh
which I guess it
yeah.
couldn't do. It couldn't.
Oh yeah,
do
because it'd fall off.
It had to do like the weird, like, is it prismatic ward or whatever, that it's like this gives protection from all colors but does not affect this.
Weird rules loophole.
Yeah, so like if you can get it down and onto something, it's really good, right? Like if it connects, you can like get really far ahead.
You'd almost need like a 2-drop that self-equips.
I mean, there is one. There's the red guy.
Yeah, I was setting you up.
Thank you. Well, I forget what his name is. Raban or something?
Yeah. I don't remember what his name is either, but...
Yeah. Or, like, even the 1-mana 1/1 uncommon that, like, taps for equipment and then has flying on your turn. Like, you use it to, like, power out Buster Sword on turn 2, and then you just, like...
Yeah.
Equip it on turn 3 and cross your fingers and really hope that it goes well.
Yeah.
Because it's like at that point it's a 4/3 flyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it just seems, with the way modern Magic cards are made, this does not seem like a card you are allowed to play. Because like you pay 3 mana and nothing happens.
Yeah, I don't think you can take turn 3 off to play this. Like the only way I think this is playable is if you have some sort of way to either cheat the casting cost or the equip.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to be like, yes, this is something I want to do.
Yeah.
And it's awkward. Like, I don't know how they could have made it better in terms of like, how do you make it better so that it's like playable but like balanced?
I don't think you can.
Like if you make it 2 mana, it has to give like +2/+1. If that, maybe it has to give +2/+0.
Well, even like I don't know. Like your first turns are worth so much. Like I don't know that you can just take a turn off. Yeah.
Yeah. Or if it if it auto equipped, if it was like you got the first equip for
so
free
that's
or
interesting. What if this was a 4 mana that auto equipped, and then like had an equip a 3 or 4 or something? Same stats otherwise, still +3/+2.
Yeah. I guess then it would really depend on like what can wear it.
Yeah, it'd have to be something with protection.
I mean, the Raban has kind of protection, but like, if they're gonna lose the game if they let it hit it, then they just pay the mana or pay the life to make sure they don't die to it. Yeah, I don't know. But it seems like if you make it too much better, it's too good.
Yeah.
But like, when's the last time we've had like a really good equipment that like saw a bunch of play?
Embercleave?
I can't think of Embercleave. Oh yeah, and that was like 2 mana end the game.
Yep.
2 mana win. It auto equip and won you the game. So yeah, I think that is the last time that like there was a really good equipment, and like that was maybe too good / it was just Team or Battle Rage.
Yeah, a little bit of both. It wasn't too good while Oko was still in the format.
True. So yeah, I don't know how they could have done it where, like, I understand the like it's a sword, we should give it the like classic sword
template,
but it just doesn't seem like it works in like modern Magic.
I think the classic sword template is the problem, not the text on the card.
Yeah, because like you still have to connect with it, like it's still like conditional.
Yep.
So sorry, Buster Sword. I just don't think you got it.
Sorry, buddy.
I think you have that sauce.
Well, we got one card left.
All right, hit me.
Back at the beginning.
We are at Starting Town. So it is a land town, and this land enters tapped unless it's your first, second, or third turn of the game. Um, so you can tap it to add colorless, or sorry, to add wingding, and then you can tap it, pay 1 life, add 1 mana of any color. It is like a weird hybrid of a fast land and a
Mana Confluence.
Mana Confluence,
But better?
or City of Brass. From what we were just talking about, I think it is better in Modern Magic.
Yeah. I agree.
Because you really care about having access to your colors on the first 3 turns of the game.
Yeah, not just that. I mean, it's better because you don't have to pay life for mana. Whereas Mana Confluence or City of Brass, you always have to pay life for the mana. And
yes, so
decks that typically want Mana Confluence or City of Brass are like 16, 18 land decks.
Or like Greasefang. Where like
Sure,
Greasefang is like, it's trying to play a white 2-drop, a green-black 2-drop, and like it was to Thought Seize you into like green-black card into Orzhov card.
Yeah.
Like those are its turns.
Yeah.
And well, having Starting Town allows you to do that more often. And what I hadn't noticed until just now is like it is very much like it's like alchemy templated. Like with this, if it's not your first, second, or third turn.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like I was initially reading it like it was a fast land.
Right.
But like if it's your third land and it's turn 4, it comes into play tapped.
True. That's weird.
Yeah, so
I wonder where they did that.
They could, I think for the like, since it's Starting Town, it's for the beginning of the game.
Oh, okay.
Right, as opposed to like I think it would have been cleaner to just be the fast land templating.
Yeah, I mean, would that have changed the power of this card at all?
No.
Yeah, I also
don't think so. I was gonna say, I think it's like effectively the same thing.
Yeah.
Right, like it makes it better on turn 4 when you've missed your third land drop. But anytime you've hit your third land drop, it is like the exact same card.
Yeah.
So it's only in that like I haven't hit my third land drop like part of the game is when like this templating is different.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I haven't messed with like Greasefang, but like you could see a Greasefang deck that is just like this Mana Confluence and then some more of the fast lands.
Yeah.
And like now you have like 8 lands that are all of your colors. And there was also a remember the like rainbow depths decks?
Yep. Well, that's kind of where I was going with this, is a lot of times like the decks that would want Mana Confluence or City of Brass are like these weird, obscure, like on the fringes of Magic decks, like Dredge, or you're mentioning Rainbow Depths, like decks that are looking to do something very specific very quickly.
And like Greasefang is a great example of that, where there's like that was like the only deck that like consistently played Mana Confluence because they wanted to play 3, maybe 4 turns.
Right.
So they didn't care that they hurt themselves.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, I need to be able to cast this, like, you know, this ridiculous spread of colored spells. Or, like you said, Dredge. Like, play Gemstone Cavern.
Right.
Gemstone Mine, I'm sorry. Because they were like, I get to tap this 3 times?
Yeah.
I hope to never have to play a 4th turn. So, and I want to cast a red spell, a blue spell, and then a green spell.
Yep.
This game. And I want to pay 1 mana and blow up your Leyline of the Void. I want to pay 1 mana and cast a Faithless Looting and 1 mana and cast a Breakthrough.
Yep.
That is what I want to do this game. And this one land can do all 3 of those things.
Perfect.
That's all I need. So you're right. Like the obscure decks that want to do like weird things with their mana.
Yeah.
Like this enables.
Yep.
So. All right. So with that, I think we got a show.
We got a show.
All right. So we are gonna, I guess, be doing mechanics for Edge of Eternity because we don't get a break.
I guess not.
We put 2 standard sets like almost in the same month.
I mean, that might be part of the reason why Final Fantasy collector boosters are so expensive too. Why they said they weren't going to reprint them, because it's like back to back to back.
There's just no time.
There's no time.
Because after this set, like Spider-Man comes out like September 24th.
Yep.
So there's just no time. But if you have ideas for what you'd like to talk about Edge of Eternities, let us know. Facebook, Discord, Twitter or X, Blue Sky, email, all those places. Come in, say hi. Let us know what cards you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
Because we're going to get to that very, very soon.
Very soon.
Very soon. And yeah, so let us know what's up.
Yeah, hit us up. Let us know. If you're looking to support the show, 2 ways to do it. First is our TCG player affiliate link, CasualTryHard.com/TCG. Surf on over there, do your shopping, support the show at the same time. The second is with our Patreon, Patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG. Come on over, chip a couple bucks in. You'll get access to about another hour of content out of us every week in the form of our unshow. And I'll post up my show notes so you get a sneak peek about what the episode's going to be about. If any of that sounds good to you, or if you just want to support the show, Patreon.com/CasualTryHardMTG.
So with that, we'll catch you on the internet.
We'll catch you on the internets.